Hi, babies. So now we're down to 5. They are 8 weeks old today, huh? And a couple of them went home. Wilma went home and Jackson. So now they're just ready for lunch. So we're gonna get them some lunch. Odin is a big old boy. Gus Bus. What's he looking for? Mavis. Ruthie Ruth. Come on, eat some. And little Merlin. Merlin's actually not little. So they're still eating like no tomorrow. Pretty good stuff. The rotation goes faster. They still have a bunch of food in here, and this is still warm water. So 2 more go home tomorrow. That's little Gus and Merlin. They're going to Vermont. And then Saturday, the rest of them go home. So they're having a little lunch, and we've been, they'll probably go out later in the afternoon. They usually spend some time outside. They did yesterday, but they usually spend some time out, and then they will come in and have their dinner. But they're making a pretty good effort on that. It's the same amount of food. They usually give them a little splash of water after to wash it all down. Ooh, that's good stuff. So they are used to water, and I'm just using tap warm water over their food now, but they have some of the kibbles that are in there just came right out of the bag. They're not soaked, so they don't really have to be soaked. They have good teeth. We just still do food and water at the same time so they don't contaminate their food with, you know, walking through poop or something and then getting it in there. It's the only thing I worry about. But everyone's doing good. Happy 8 weeks old babies. We gotta get them washed up, and then they'll probably take a nap, knowing them. These guys go home tomorrow. So they just had breakfast. We didn't want to serve breakfast to Gus and Merlin. They did have a little bit of water. We do have food packed for them and for the new families because they're both going to Vermont. We pack our food. We had some puppies go home already. With us, we always tell people this is what we feed them. If you want to feed them something that, you know, you think is a better product or a best product for your puppy, then go ahead. Both the puppies that already went home, they already have other dogs, and they already have a food that they like. To ask me to make sure they feed them this for a year, this food is just unimaginable that you could control somebody's life like that. But there is breeders out there that want you to sign contracts that say, oh, feed them this, and if you don't, our contract's void. We just had that same thing go on with Bernie. Bernie, the one that we returned, the breeder said because we didn't feed him the food for a whole year, our contract's void, and she never refunded us for him at all. Mind you, the food that he came with, he had bowing legs. I'll put a picture up so you can take a judgment for yourself of his legs that are knuckling, and he also had front bowed legs, but that was a whole nother issue. But yeah, I just kind of was laughing about that as I was packing up their little bags of food for the trip and for the other trip home. But they already have Great Danes or other dogs, and they use certain foods, and if it works for them, I say hooray, good for you. If you want to feed them what we do, because we have been feeding this food for 3 or 4 years now. So some people do keep it, some people don't, but everybody I was just asking, and it's just funny, like the different foods everybody likes, but breeders are like that. Oh, if you don't feed them this food, contract's void. So that's just a back loophole to not back what they say. We usually do what is morally right, not just, we don't hide behind contracts. So if we have an issue, then we try to make it right. We don't say, oh, well, you know what? You didn't feed your puppy this food for a whole year. Sorry, I can't refund you thousands of dollars. But there's breeders out there that hide behind that. So we are not one of them. And whatever they want, they're good. Some puppies, some dogs can do great off from cheap food. And other dogs, you buy, I mean, I feel like their food is a mid-grade and it's pretty good food. We've never had any issues. They all look pretty great. I was just weighing these guys because last weight they had was at 7 weeks, and like Gus is almost 20 pounds and he wasn't even one of the bigger ones. So this big Odin here is a bigger one. I probably should weigh him just to see what he weighs. But even Ruthie Blue was our smaller one, and she was over 15 pounds at the vet. So she's probably a few pounds heavier. She said, "You talking about me?" So yeah, it's just the 3 of them now. The other ones are on their way. Going to Virginia. Going to Virginia. Hi, Mavis. And Mavis, you got food on your face. So these guys just ate. I waited for the other ones to leave so I could feed them. And then these guys will have outside time today by themselves. We'll keep playing until they all go home. But they're happy little puppies. As you can see, Ruthie Blue's playing with Mavis. Oh, Chubby Boy just ate. He said, "I'm tired." Look at his belly. I know. And when we brought him to our vet said these guys look fantastic. So, it is what it is. Huh, handsome fella? You tired? So I gotta go start their bedding and wash their toys. I put some of their other toys in here so I could wash the other ones. And now I gotta go take care of my big crew. And you guys are all set. Somebody's full of herself this morning. Yeah, Miss Ruthie Blue. You two aren't. Oh, we're tired. She's playing with her own tail now. Huh. Yeah. Look at her. Mavis, what are you doing? Hanging out? Yep. Alright guys, I gotta go feed your other siblings and your parents. Yeah, they're probably hungry this morning, and it's early, so we'll get everybody an earlier start. Well, actually, we start feeding. These guys usually eat about the same time every day, 7 o'clock. Oh my God. He's got one of those links in his mouth. What are you doing? And she's playing with some brand new pine shavings. Oh, she took it from him. Isn't that funny? Hi. You got a scratch on your nose. What happened? Did you play? These guys play rough too. I keep up with their nails, but they do scratch each other and bite each other, huh? Were you part of that? Yeah. Poor Gus got some nibbles on him. Yeah, from his siblings. It's typical. But they're all out here having a good time. I think they're stretching out. I did just wake them up. It's a beautiful breeze, and it's a nice day out. I was actually, I see it from here. These guys don't walk under my feet, and here he comes. Beautiful day to work out in the garden. You can actually see our garden from here. It's humongous. You can reel it in. Oh, sorry. It's super windy, so I hope you're not hearing that wind, but you probably are. Dinner. Usually they have their dinner at 6, but they still eat. We still feed them every 4 times a day. I know the owners probably won't because nobody wants to wake up in the middle of the night, a rock, and feed puppies, but we did because, you know, you want them to get all the nutrients they can. Oh, we like that, don't we, Lady Jane? I think she's eating grass. Talked about the cat population here and the amount of strays, but here's a prime example of what I'm talking about. We have an older cat, we believe. We don't really know because he seems like he's injured. Let me show you. So this is, the camera's on the wonkies. This is all our front yard. It's huge, it's beautiful. And then we have this pipe that goes underneath the street, so when the water comes down, because we do get some, when we do get rain, it's like massive. We have a cat living in here. So if you look closely, you'll see him. I don't want to get too close because he might be scared. My daughter is also an animal lover, like the rest of us here. And notice this old guy in our drain pipe or water pipe. And look at him. He's so sweet. We've been putting out food and water for him, but she did notice, like, she would stand up on the road and she could hear like him breathing all the way from up there. So we had some antibiotics we've been putting on his food to try to get him back to normal, but like he's not even moving, and I'm about, I don't know, 20 yards from him, so he either doesn't see me or he doesn't hear me. Hi, pretty boy. So he just appeared one day, and he's been staying in that hole. We have been putting out food and water. He comes out and drinks and eats. We do see him come out and use and potty in this area, which is totally fine, as long as I don't step in it. But he must be an older boy, injured, sick, I don't know. But we've been feeding him and giving him water, and we're hoping that he's going to be okay. We don't really know. He's not our cat, and I don't know if it's because of the time of year. Look how cool that is. I don't know if it's a time of year that the cats seem to be showing up, but we've seen a lot of new faces here. And I know you guys are fine. Where'd she go? But we've noticed a lot of new kitties here, so we actually set our trap out again. I don't know if some of you are new followers and don't know, but we've already trapped some of the strays that live around here. And we know they're strays because they're feral. They don't come to anybody. They're not the neighbors. The neighbor has a good amount of kitties over there too. But we set out our trap. Oops, excuse me. But we set up our fox trap that we had, and this is what we try to catch them. We have a kind of like a string so we can pull the cage because some of the cats don't weigh enough. But we saw a few new faces around here lately, and we're just trying to hope that we can trap them. So where we kept the kitties before is in our guest house that needs to be renovated. So, hi. We're in the guest house right now. It needs, it had a fire years ago and needs to be redone, so it's part of the to-do list. But this little lady, name is Remy. She was on one of the local shelter pages. She's a pregnant mama. Aboard her kittens and spay her, and then if she didn't get a home, they would euthanize her. So she came with the name of Remy. So we've had Remy for a few months. Mind you, this is the kitties in here. So we have this set up for her. And then so cat box, she had her babies in there. She ended up having her babies. So now we have her babies. Oh my gosh, they're moving around. She has decided to move her babies back here. So we put some bins and stuff in the way so she feels like she is hiding still. She is very lovable. You can see she's over here rubbing on my leg. But look at these little scoots. Oh my god. Oh, don't you start hissing. So here's one of the little babies. A little gray one. Isn't he cute? We don't know if they're boys or girls. But we are fostering her and her kitten, so she has a safe place. She has a safe place to have them. So there's a couple tigers. There's a gray and white one I think is so cute in the middle. And then a couple little gray ones. But she keeps moving them back here, so we let her do what she wants to do. This is pretty much storage in here. We do have heat in here too. When she first came with us, we had our heat on for her. But this is actually the kitchen of the guest house that has to be totally redone. And that is part of our to-do list. We're still working on our own house, but we want this for when our guests come down to visit. But as you can see, Remy is so sweet. So what the plan is for Remy is once her kittens are 8 weeks old, they will go back to, once her kittens are 8 weeks old, they will go back to, I don't know, the shelter, the clinic, whatever you want to call it. And all the kittens will be by Remy. Can't come out, sweet love. She's so sweet. Back outside. So back to the clinic, or I think that's what you call them. I don't know. Humane Society, something like that. And they will all get spayed and neutered and be adopted out. Mom will also get spayed, and she'll be up for adoption. The sad part is if they don't get adopted, they euthanize them here. I mean, I guess not just here, other states do the same. But so I'm hoping that she gets adopted. You know, she's so sweet. And they said she came in as a stray, but I don't know if that's true, because I'm not sure if that's true about her being a stray, Remy, because we have 3 that we had caught that were feral. They're strays. That's what I consider a stray. She is super friendly. She let us be in there when she birthed her kittens. Of course, me and my daughter were there when she had her 5 kittens. She is contained and safe in the guest house. It does have heat, lights, and water. It just needs to be renovated. But I hope she, you know, gets a family. If she doesn't, who knows, maybe we'll end up with her back. But as long as she's spayed, his rabies shots, I mean, that's really what's important. So, and they'll do that. They'll give her all her shots and get her spayed. So, but that's what, we're just trying to, we love animals, and you know, like this guy living in our drainage hole. I don't know the story about him. I don't know where he came from. He just appeared one day. But he's been in there for like a week, and maybe longer, but we've been feeding him and he's been eating, and I can see him from here. He's been eating, drinking, so we're hoping that, you know, he just needs to get fed and get his strength back up. We were actually thinking about catching him, but we don't know, because he might not be healthy enough for a neuter. Like, I can schedule the neuter, but if he's in frail health, I don't want to risk his, you know, his life just to get him neutered. I'd rather have him, you know, be checked out and stuff. So we'll see where that's gonna go. But yeah, there is a large amount of stray cats here. Plus we have our own cats that we came down with, so we are always feeding, and you know, whoever comes here gets fed. So that's pretty much what we do. But our puppies are doing great. The last of them will go home tomorrow, and then Benson. Some of you are probably wondering, you know, is she pregnant or not? I don't think she took. I don't think she's pregnant. We checked her, and I don't see anything on our ultrasound. I think what happened is we decided to breed her too early. I'm sorry. I think we bred her too early. We got really busy with the puppies. They were, you know, not very old when she came into heat, and I forgot to write down like the first day of her heat, so we bred her when Grizzy told us to, but I don't think we bred her long enough. We got so busy, so we didn't track it very well, so I don't see any puppies in there. But that'll give us time to get more things done on our to-do list, and we will probably be breeding Violet next when she comes into heat. She had one litter a year ago, so I think she'll be the next one to be bred, and that will be in a few months. So we'll give us a few months off. We'll be able to enjoy summer, really feel like see what summer is like here. But that's what we have on the agenda, so we'll see. And look at these little guys. They're fine now that I'm in here. When I wasn't, they were having a fit. And little Odin has a piece of stick in his mouth. Yeah, big chunk of stick. He's playing keep away with his sister. Hi, baby. Hi, Mavis. Yeah, look at that. And Ruthie Blue's loving it too. She's just, they're sitting down enjoying the weather. Look at how pretty they are. Jeez. He's so pretty. He's so pretty. Yeah, you are too, girlfriend. Ruthie's chewing on the grass. Mavis is trying to get the camera right here. Mavis, and you can still see her blue. I mean, her marrow along her face. But they're still playful and having a good time, even though there's just 3 of them right now. They are definitely more playful when there was the whole 7. But look at them pondering, watching. I think they're just watching a bird. Oh my goodness, look at those 2. So cute. Yeah, you're a cutie.